Today we will continue our previous talk, and this time I would like to some constructive feedback from you on the discussion, so to come up with some concrete points. So that's I would like to do. The topic we discussed last time is about school choice, school system choice. So as I mentioned last time, and I want to a little bit add on the same note, as the problems in the developing countries is huge, and it's a continuous problem, an issue. So in that context, if we could contribute something and massage our brains to come up with some ideas and come up with at least some proper way of working. So there are a few interconnected things which I would like to share with you. First one is educational expenditures. When you have a open choice system, so it's a huge expenditure. So it's estimated like it ranges 20% to the 50% of the household income. It varies from country to country and the area to area, but it's a huge amount. And then it's also linked with the corruption, because that's the pushing, and in other words, is a compelling factor. So if you have more private schooling, it means you have a more a burden on the household income expenditures, and then ultimately you are going to be one of the victims of this corruption. And then another area is the transportations. When you move randomly, going in different directions, so you have a transportation which is like making a slow transportation, slow moving and rush hour, more rush, especially 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. So it create more issues like increase in fuel and other leading issues. So environmental and health problems as a consequences of this is in large and mega cities in developing countries where this problem is more accumulative problems. So that's going to be increase the urban air pollution, and as a consequence of the urban air pollutions, the number of diseases are as a result of that: cancers, cardiovascular diseases, respiratory diseases. So they are at a high levels. And then also it's linked with the poor child and adult health, and that includes the mental health. So especially the noise pollution, and in developing countries, traffic is actually source of noise, and they use other horns and like frequently. So noise pollution is also causing the mental health. So if we, in some way, if we can reduce those levels, air pollution, the other levels to 5, 10, 15% without adding directly any additional money to in those areas, just using alternative strategies, and then we can have a better results. So that amount which we need to spend directly on those activities, we can save it, and then we put it on the educational activities back. So that's the main thing. I will give you 1 minute, think, and you want to really like to support this kind of system, open choice system, or you want to go for the school catchment areas that way we discussed last time, which has some advantage and disadvantage. So take and give me your feedback, and what you like it or not, which one you prefer, why, and do you have any other thing you to contribute in that context. Your time starts now, please. Yeah, you can discuss with each other.
Okay. So I'm from the open choice system, and I prefer that based on the resources we already have right now. That I think that works better, because you can pick the government schools. There are a lot available, but there's not enough infrastructure for it to be good enough if you really wanted to further your education. So most people would go to private schools.
So you have to pay for the schools.
The government schools, no. But then
For the
private, yes. Yeah. But then if you really want a good education, you will not go to the government schools, because the teachers are not well paid, there's not enough resources in those. So the standard of teaching is really low. So most people, if they can afford it, would opt for the private schools. So if things stand as they are, I would say I prefer the open choice. But like he suggested, if some of the problems with that are addressed and changed, then I would say that the closed choice would be better in terms of reducing like pollution and reducing the health.
So in the open choice, we only have private schools, like government or
Both.
we don't have
We
More
have
chances are, more chances, because government not giving you the school where you need it, because if government plan accordingly,
Okay.
so then you have every community has their own school. But they're providing a small number, like large urban areas have more than 70% students going to the private schools, because there's no public schools available.
Okay, open choice means private school, as I get.
More private.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, then I must have misunderstood. I thought it meant
Okay.
deciding where you want to go.
No, that's what I understood.
Yeah, so I must have, because for
Okay.
us, even though like there's the government schools in the communities, you don't have to go to that government school. You can go to any government school you want to, wherever.
It's both. It's like if
Oh, then I
government
Yeah,
provides,
so-
Open choice,
Like-
because I went to
It-
college,
for
like a
our
private
system.
school,
Yeah.
and yes.
but like here, if you have a schools, elementary school, so you have very limited choice. You can only go any other school until unless you have some valid reason you cannot attend the school.
Okay.
That's why government provide in each and every, like they have one Catholic Christian school and one public schools. Fine, that's the only option they have.
That was
And
my
there are a
son.
few other options like French and other community school, but they are very like a small number, less than 1 or 2% students are going to those schools, not like 50% of the students attending them.
I went to school in a system like that. So this was my catchment, this was the school I was going to, and I was just lucky that it was a really good school. You know, I know that, like, I think my situation was like quite ideal in that it met all of the criteria of being a community school, and it also happened to be quite a good school. I don't know how they did it, but yeah. So I think it can work, really.
Yeah.
It depends on the system, though. Like back home in Turkey, we have a kind of like university exam. So you have to basically go to like a private school. Because
But
if
in
you
the-
go to a government school, it's like not impossible, but your chance to pass this university exam is
Yeah.
super.
But
Yeah.
if you think of the elementary education, like you're up to grade 12, if you teach the students within the community, that's the main key focus. Like then you can like give them what they need, and for the rest of their life, especially the linking community, sense of belonging, and then ultimately physical activities, movement, like friendships, long-term friendships. So these kind of things is more chances to have this kind of system.
But basic education means your further education. If you
Yeah.
are not having a good education in elementary school,
Yeah.
you cannot achieve for the university. I think.
And the one more important thing is equality, because everybody is attending the same school. Fine? Because in other chance, like people have money, they're sending kids to the school where they can afford it. So the students is not starting the same line. They have a different line. The one student is all ahead of the other students. Fine, they have better opportunities for the job, better opportunities for better education. So this is the line where they start from the same line, ministers or government officials and the poor people's children starting from the same line, from same school, same environment. Then they will see where they can go.
But even though if they have the same chance, it doesn't mean that the rich people won't support their children for like other private like lessons. So it doesn't mean that they are going to be equal in
Yeah.
either way. I
So
don't think so.
now we need to wrap up our small talk. And what do you think is, if you have opportunities, so what kind of system you think is that will be
I
used?
still support the open choice system, but I would advocate for the government schools to raise their standards.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would support open choice as well.
Open choices. And you?
I think I'm just on the other side, so I would support closed system, but again, only under the, like, advocating for better government school quality.
Mhm. So you understand the consequences what we are in a part of the developing world if we are facing, and this kind of thing, you can think that our open school system can still help to get out of those situations if government is a little bit more serious in that. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution and nice talk.
Great.